But Mikko
Unbelievable.
can't do anything without McKinnon. Moose can't do anything without McKinnon. Moose can't do. I'm done. Okay, I'm done.
Unbelievable
Yeah,
hockey game.
go!
The Stars win. Game 7. Final score 4-2. Mikko Rantanen, former Avalanche for 10 years, is traded by his team to the Dallas Stars and gets a hat trick to send them home in Game 7. Unbelievable hockey game. That has to be one of the best Dallas Stars games in history. Definitely at least of this era of Dallas Stars hockey. Unbelievable game.
There are no words that I could say right now to ultimately possess what this third period and what this game could possibly mean for the Stars franchise. I mean, I have never seen anything quite like what I just saw in the third period. Nothing. Absolutely zero.
And I'll tell you exactly why you've never seen something like that from the Dallas Stars. Because the Stars have not had a player like Mikko Rantanen since Mike Modano. This has not happened. The Stars they played a fine game. The first period, very solid from the Stars until the penalty. Then it kind of flipped momentum. But the third period, the Stars weren't all over the Avs. The Avs played a great third period. They outshot the Stars. And Mikko Rantanen took over the hockey game. This does not happen without a player like Mikko Rantanen. And that's why you get a player like that. That's why you sign him for 8 years for $12 million. Because you can count them on your hands how many people in the world can do what Mikko Rantanen did tonight. And he drugged the Dallas Stars to the second round. Unbelievable.
Rantanen just did for the Stars what we see Nathan MacKinnon do for the Avs and Connor McDavid do for the Edmonton Oilers and Wayne Gretzky did for his teams back in the days. It is absolutely ridiculous what just happened there. And again, like you said, Chris, it was basically an even game for a majority of the game. Yep. And then in the third period, that dagger from the best player in the world, and it seemed like it was all over. But Mikko Rantanen had another story and another chapter to rewrite the entire history of this playoff series.
Even after the McKinnon goal, the Avs are still in the Stars zone, keeping us in. We can't get a forecheck. It's just Mikko Rantanen. We got to get to Super Chats because we have so many. Thank all of you guys so much. This is awesome. Nate G said $5. He went with his famous tagline in the Starcastic remarks Super Chats. Stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas. Thank you, Ryan. Ryan Gardner said not one, not two, but 3 goals for Mikko, all for $10. Thank you, Ryan. That's crazy. You're awesome. Brandon Perkins, $10. All hail Mikko Rantanen. Way to get a little dig in at Kill McCarr there. I love that. Matthew Frank, who's your daddy, Colorado? And that's exactly right. We talked about the last time we beat Minnesota that they are now little brother. Well, you just beat the Colorado Avalanche 3 series in a row. Little brother, officially. And then Ryan Gardner with the big $20. He said that third period was legendary. I will remember this forever. And yeah, absolutely. That's the start of the Mikko Rantanen era of the Dallas Stars. This is insane. And then one more from Brandon Perkins. Thank you guys so much. He said 3 things in life are inevitable: death, taxes, Avs losing to the Stars in Game 7. Absolutely true. Little brother syndrome, 100% for the Colorado Avalanche. And they're lucky that they didn't meet us in 2022.
And again, as much as Mikko Rantanen deserves all of the praise here tonight, and he deserves all of the accolades and everything, and single-handedly tanking this game over, you know who really deserves all of the credit and the recognition right now? And that is Mr. Timothy Nill. Like, what a ridiculous pickup just out of nowhere to go out and get a player that was maybe available but didn't know, gave up a ridiculous amount for him and knew that this would be a defining player for this franchise. Didn't expect it to be this early.
Yeah.
But it was.
And
he has got to have some mixed emotions right now, Mikko Rantanen, because he just put away his old franchise and put away some really good friends on the other side. But man, at the same time, that has got to feel like the best feeling in the world, with so many, basically the Colorado Avalanche telling you you're not good enough to deserve this money. And then he turns around, he joins the team that was one of his biggest rivals for when he was with the Avalanche, and he puts them away single-handedly puts them away. He did all of it. He said, guys, I'm going to put you on my back. Let's go. And I don't know what else to say. There's literally nothing else I can say about how fantastic Jimothy Nill was for getting this player.
Richard Sanders with the $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Richard. That's awesome. He said, we're not going home. 100%. Let's bring that one back. Why not? We need it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's that much mixed emotions from Mikko Rantanen, honestly. I mean, you might be a little sad seeing your friends be sad, but as soon as you skate off the ice, I mean, that team traded you, said you weren't worth the money, then slandered you in the media, saying that you were asking for way too much and weren't going to negotiate at all, when it seems pretty clear post all the stuff that went on that wasn't true. And then also hearing it from the Avs fans for the first 4 games of this series, talking about how garbage you are with Nate McKinnon. And then to come out, final 3 games, 11 points. And then the hat trick in game 7 to beat them after all the garbage they went through. And not to mention, Mikko Rantanen didn't do any of that. I mean, he was just a calm guy, refuted the nonsense that they talked about, was honest and said, yeah, I was going to take a deal in Colorado. So he did it great. And honestly, on the empty net, I wanted so badly for him to just line up a clapper and drill it through the twine. But that's not the guy that he is. I mean, he's shown that, and he had so many chances to call people out during all the media hullabaloo that happened after the trade deadline. And he didn't, because he's just focused on winning hockey games. And obviously, he's pretty dang good at it.
Well, here's the thing, Chris. He did do it. He let his play on the ice speak for itself.
That's
he
what
won,
it
is. And yes, he did refute some of the stuff in the media, as he should, but he let all of the talking just go by the wayside, and he did it in the final 2 games, the biggest 2 games of the playoffs of this whole series. And he's going to wake up the most happiest guy in the world tomorrow morning.
He already is
fantastic.
Right now, I bet. Martin Krooms, he gave us £5. I think that's what that symbol is. He said, I know the love for 90 is for 96 and justified, but give some love for that across crease pass from Duchesne to Johnston. And that's exactly what I was about to bring up. We needed to glaze Mikko there for as long as we could. But the game-winning goal from Mr. Game 7, Wyatt Johnston, is absolutely insane. And it's the exact same play that we saw the other night. Duchesne gets it down low. Colorado doesn't collapse far enough and leaves that pass open. And Blackwood leaves that pass open as well. It's going right through his crease, through the heart of his crease. And it gets through, and then Wyatt delivers again on an incredible angle. I mean, his body was below the icing line, and he still gets that puck in. An insane goal, and incredibly clutch. And that's one thing that the Stars were over and over again in this series that the Colorado Avalanche were not. Colorado Avalanche had the 2 power plays at the end of regulation and beginning of overtime in games 2 and 3, couldn't convert. Have a power play here in the 3rd period to push the lead and win the game pretty much. They score on that power play, it is essentially over. And they still can't do it. And you know what? The Stars did it when it mattered most, and after their worst power play of the series, probably earlier in that game. So absolutely, 100%, Martin. That play is massive.
And again, yes, it's Mikko Rantanen who kind of single-handedly takes this team on his back. But the real dagger is Duchesne with the pass, and then Wyatt Johnston with the absolute dagger to go for the lead. And I'm telling you, Chris, I don't think I have ever heard the American Airlines Center that loud before. The only crowd that has been louder was at the Winter Classic when Radulov scored to tie at the Winter Classic. That's the only thing that it has ever been louder in my life watching hockey. That is absolutely the coolest pop that I've ever seen. And Wyatt Johnston was the one to do that. 21 years of age. 21. And he's able to do that.
Is this his third game 7? His fourth? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Insane.
It's just insane. Absolutely ridiculous.
Ryan was live at the game. He got a ticket this time because he knew he wouldn't be able to control himself in the press box. But I'll tell you, on TV, it was insane. It was so loud there. I mean, nobody could hear anything. The entire lower bowl was on their feet. The entire third period after that first goal went in. It was incredible to see. Great job by everyone at the AAC there. It was awesome. Another super chat from Ryan. He said, Colorado trade deadline. Dang, that's gotta suck. Which is super just hilarious considering all they did with trades this year to rebuild this hockey team from the middle out and 2 new goaltenders. And they still fall in the first round to a team that did not have their top goal scorer or their best defenseman. And I said before this game, whoever loses, it's going to be a franchise defining moment. And I really think it is for Colorado to put so much effort and stock into this playoff run and to lose it in the first round to a team that's missing 2 of its best players. That's terrible for the Colorado Avalanche. Puts them on the back foot big time.
Well, and here's the other thing that we see is that welcome back to the Dallas Stars, Miro Heiskanen for sure. And maybe Jason Robertson. I'm not sure about Jason Robertson showing up next series. That's the first time I've said that, and I feel so good to say that. The next series is what I'm talking about. Next series. Yeah. I haven't said that at all because I was completely 100% unsure of myself. But anyways, I forgot who said that up at the top of the chat before we started, but Miro Heiskanen added back to this lineup. The Stars did this without their best players. Jason Robertson, their top goal scorer this season, and their number 1 defenseman. Just, again, no words. I'm speechless and I'm on a podcast talking about this team. I don't know what to say.
Another super chat from Ryan Gardner. He said, the last one, dang. He said, love you guys. Cherry on top. Game was over by 10. Yes, love the primetime games. I promise they're going to go right back to 9 p.m. next series. So just hold on till the conference final, and then we might get some normal start times. But yeah, loved the primetime game. And I miss having Vicky P for this one, for sure. I can't wait to go listen to Josh's call on all of those goals. But having the national broadcast tonight just felt so much sweeter after all the stupid things the broadcasters were saying, talking about how Dallas was diving, Colorado wasn't, which is patently untrue, especially with that Drury call for the cross check at the end. But to hear it happen there, and it's just awesome. I loved it.
And most of that to the national media's defense a little bit. There was something I reposted, I think it was yesterday or the day before, from Altitude, which is the regional network for the Avalanche. And there was a guy that just went straight homerish, which is perfectly okay. I mean, you're supposed to do that if you're regional network or whatever. But realize that Victory Plus never did that. They didn't do that because it's just in bad taste. It is completely in bad taste. Now, as excited as I am about this game, I do want to talk about some of the things that we saw in this game tonight, and specifically the power play goal that put us up. And someone mentioned it in chat, Chris, and I want to get your opinion on it. Was that the right time to make that call, or were the Stars lucky to get that power play? And was it actually a penalty?
I'm having trouble remembering the penalty right now. Can you remind me what it was real quick?
It was Jack Drury in front and on the
I remember it now. I mean, he grabbed Sagan's arm and dragged him to the ground. I mean, that's a clear penalty. The Avs have been doing that all series long, and they've been interfering right off of faceoffs, and that's a big thing I'm sure Stars were talking about. So honestly, that could have been a thing earlier in the series that was mentioned to the refs. I think it was a new refs tonight. It was McCauley and O'Rourke or something, but that might be something mentioned to them pregame. Hey guys, look out for this. This has been happening all series. They've been interfering with us on faceoffs. I think it's a pretty obvious call. You can't grab somebody and fall. It's a penalty. So another super chat here from Matthew Frank. He said, I have Josh's call in the Discord. So everyone head to the Discord if y'all want to hear the call on Mikko Rantanen's game winner. That's a big time add to the Discord. Thank you, Matthew.
Link is in the description below. Go and join it. You can hear it there.
Yeah, Discord link is there, and I'm sure that'll be in the pictures and videos channel on the Discord. One other thing I want to talk about is obviously not the best Game 7 from Jake Oettinger. I mean, especially the McKinnon one, just leaks through him. He's not held tight to the post. But once the Stars take the lead, and in the final minute with the 6-on-5, he hangs on to every puck. Every puck is frozen. No rebounds. I mean, yes, not the best game from Jake Oettinger. I will 100% give you that. But it was clutch. And especially that glove save at the end. That was going over the pad. He finds the puck through the traffic, gets the glove on it, hangs on. I mean, when you needed it most, he brought it.
He absolutely did. And that's a very good point, because Jake was not his best tonight. And I mean, neither goal was particularly his fault, because it shouldn't have been a 2-on-1 in the first goal.
Yep.
Like that should have never happened. And especially, again, it was another dagger against the Stars where it was shorthanded. And right then and there, it felt like oh, you got to be kidding me. Like, because that was completely against the flow of play again. The Stars were building all of this momentum. They built it. They get a power play, and almost immediately the Avs score there. And that's something that moving forward, Oettinger, thankfully we can say it like this, it can be a learning moment for him in that Game 7. Because he's got to make that save. That's the save that makes you $8 million. That's what makes you a millionaire right there. He's got to have that save.
But the other thing that makes you a great goalie is a short memory and a strong mental game. And that's exactly what he had. I mean, that might be one of the worst. That probably is the worst goal he gave up all series. And it happened in such a big moment. Third period of Game 7. And to be able to overcome that and to make those big saves at the end of that period, I mean, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
Well, and I'll be totally honest. I was still optimistic after the first intermission, or second intermission, excuse me, because I was just like, the Stars have not played bad. They have been in the situation before numerous times. They're better prepared for this than a majority of the roster for the Avalanche. Obviously, you want McKinnon and Makar on your team. Who wouldn't want that? But the thing is that after that second goal, I'll be honest, I thought the game was over. And me being the giant, huge Stars fans that I am very embarrassed right now to admit that, to be completely honest with you. But I'll be honest in me saying this now, that it ain't over until the fat lady sings. And I will, for the rest of this playoff run, God forbid it ends in the next round, I will never doubt this team for the rest of the playoff series, for the rest of the playoff run. It gives you full faith that they can come back from anything, and especially that. And it was also who it was. It wasn't just the fact that it was not the best goal for Otter to give up, but it's who made that goal. It was McKinnon, the best player on the planet. And Mikko Rantanen, debatable. Okay, whatever. He's one of the greatest players on the planet. How about that?
Yes.
But it didn't matter. The Stars were able to overcome that, the biggest adversity I think they have ever faced, and now they're on to the second round. Just absolutely amazing.
And then take just a holistic view of the entire series. 3 third period comebacks for the Dallas Stars. The first game where the Dallas Stars won when being down by multiple goals in the third period was tonight. The entire season they had not won when being down by multiple goals.
Oh my.
And they did it tonight.
What a stat. A stat.
It's incredible. I mean, the Stars were insanely clutch in this series. It was fantastic.
Here's another thing I want to talk about too, Chris, and it goes down to the two things that I've said for weeks now with this series. The two things that are going to win you games, especially in the playoffs, special teams and goaltending. And I think the biggest storyline coming out of all of this should be the Stars' penalty kill against Colorado's power play. Because, yes, we can talk about how bad officiating was for a majority of the series. And I think both teams have a have a claim to that, to be completely honest. But when it mattered, you can't rely on that and make excuses for that. You have to kill the penalties that are in front of you, and you have to take advantage when you have those chances. And at least at the beginning and the first and second period, the Stars did not do that. They had huge power plays at the right time, and they didn't do anything with them. They were -1 for 2 on the power play going into the second intermission. They turn it around, and the penalty kill is legit perfect today. Legit perfect. And they also get a huge clutch goal at the exact right time, less than 4 minutes remaining on the power play. And then when you talk about the Stars penalty kill, they were basically perfect in several games where there probably should have been goals by arguably two of the best players on the planet, in Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon. And there were numerous times when numerous players in the bottom half of your lineup stepped up, with Oscar Back, with Esa Lindell, with Cody Ceci. Oh my goodness, what a game from him specifically tonight. I thought he was fantastic. From Sam Steele, all of these guys in the bottom six, in the bottom pairing, and they were huge for this team against, again, the best power play on the planet, I would argue. And they shut him down in numerous games where it was extremely, extremely important.
Yeah, and they adjusted too. It's not like the Avs weren't making adjustments. They were. I think it was game 5 where they really opened up the bumper spot. They pulled their bumper kind of a little bit higher in the zone, and they got a ton of chances on several power plays in that game. I don't think one actually went in from there, but it was way more dangerous than what they had in the other games in this series. But the Stars adjusted to that. And you saw in this game, there was nothing they could get in the middle of the ice. They were attacking that bumper every single time. So, I mean, the adjustments that were made were incredible as well. Every single game that the Stars scored a goal in this series, they scored a power play goal. So the special teams were insanely important. And obviously, they produced the game winner tonight. It's insane. It's massive. Yeah, you talked about defensemen and Cody Ceci especially. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, just to answer, because y'all keep asking about it. It is a microphone. It's my travel microphone, so it is not a space heater.
It glows red for some reason.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about this microphone. But it sounds okay, so whatever.
You mentioned Cody Ceci. He finished tonight 23:45 time on ice.
Wow, that's fantastic.
This is Cody Ceci. I mean, Edmonton Oilers fans, if you tell them that, they're going to say that he must have had the worst game ever and we got scored on 12 times. It might have been true if he was on the Oilers, but I mean, what an insane ad. And he is way outplaying what he should be doing for this team. And it's been so incredible to see him do that. And you're right. This was one of his best games. He was so good with the puck tonight. He was even getting up in rushes. He was really feeling himself in this game. But just the D all overall, ever since Miro left, the D corps did not play this good the entire season. Like, forget about the final 7-game stretch. The whole rest of the season when Miro left, the D didn't play this good. And they just went to a complete another level. That's the most surprising thing still for me in this series. Like, yes, Mikko Rantanen stepping up in an insanely massive way in the final 3 games is crazy and shocking. But the Stars' defense was not supposed to be this good. And it was amazing in this series.
And I'll keep singing the praises of this one particular guy. And I think you know where I'm going with this, Chris. But Alexander Petrovic. I mean, yeah. I know I shouldn't. We shouldn't, because I mean, all of the defensemen were fantastic. They were better, and they all stepped up in numerous ways. Harley stepped up tremendously since the Four Nations tournament. He has been the elite number 1 defenseman that we all knew he possibly could be. He has officially arrived, I think, with this series in particular. But with Petrovic, look at the situation he's thrown into, Chris. I mean, absolutely. Like, okay, so let's look at this for a second. He played the entire season in the American Hockey League, other than I think like 1 or 2 NHL regular season games, right?
1.
And okay, 1. He gets thrown into a playoff series against MacKinnon and Makar, and he's asked to play with a rookie. on the bottom pairing. He comes in and he is absolutely, utterly fantastic. And he's way, way more than what we ever expected. And you know what's even better, Chris, is that he elevated his game as the series went on. He got better. He had one crap game, and that was game 4.
And all the defense had a crap game that game.
Yes.
So
and it wasn't just him. And in game 5, I was especially, I don't know why, I was just very impressed with his play. In game 6, he stepped it up even more. And I don't think game 6 was on him at all. And then here tonight, just he deserves so much praise just because of the situation that he was thrown into. It's like all of these guys have basically been playing with each other for, at the very least, since the trade deadline. Like Mikko Rantanen is the guy that came in at the trade deadline. Petro didn't even get that. He didn't get like 20 or 30 games with the team. He's like, okay, we don't trust our other number 6 guy and Matt Dumba, so we're gonna throw you over there next to Bischel, and we're gonna expect you to be the veteran presence for this guy, this rookie guy who is immensely huge and very important to this team. So you are very important by proxy. Like he deserves so much more than probably what he's going to get, to be quite frank. Like he deserves a lot more in this series because of how great he was.
Yeah, one thing that's probably helping his comfortability is that the deep pairing of Liam Bischel and Petrovic was a very common one for the Texas Stars for the first half of this season. So I'm sure that feels a lot more comfortable. And yeah, Petrovic finished tonight with 13 minutes time on ice. Go look last year. Our number 6 defenseman played less than 3 in almost all the games the entire run. I mean, that is absolutely insane. And Petrovic has made Bischel the number 6 on this run so far. He has 1039. When Mira comes back, I still expect Bischel to be the one that stays in. But I mean, time on ice wise, he made him the number 6. So absolutely.
Well, let me ask you real quick, because I mean, what is he doing differently, Chris? Because you got to see him a lot in Austin.
Yeah, and I was very against him playing in this series. I didn't like how he handed over the pucks. I thought he had really bad defensive plays a lot of the times with the Texas Stars. There was one game where he was almost single-handedly responsible for 3 goals. I mean, he didn't have the best season, I thought, for the Texas Stars. And he just looks so confident with the puck right now. Every time he moves the puck, it feels like it's the right decision. So he's doing exactly what he needs to do as a third pair guy. The next thing I wanted to get to is Thomas Harley just beat Cale Makar in this series by a wide margin. He just dominated Cale Makar.
Yeah, again, it just shows that he's arrived. He has arrived as an elite defenseman in this league. And how much is he getting paid right now? Like nowhere close to what he deserves.
Yeah, and yeah, he's gonna get paid here in a minute. The Stars gave him a bridge deal, and boy, does that look like the wrong decision now.
Yes.
And I get called out by the same fan every time. So yes, I said give him a bridge deal. So what else, Ryan? I think we hit pretty much everything here. You got any final thoughts before we hit biggest winner, biggest loser?
We got a super chat from Randall. And what is GG boys? I figure I better pay to get an answer. You don't have to pay to get an answer, but we do appreciate it.
We do appreciate it, though.
And the answer for you is good game, boys. It's just gamer slang.
It is gamer slang.
If you play video games. So.
It's a victory chant. That's what it is. It has taken on a new life.
Yep.
All right. Biggest winner, biggest loser. Why is the biggest winner Mikko Rantanen? give it to us one more time.
He takes the team on his back and single-handedly defeats the organization that told him, we don't want you here anymore and you're not worth the money. And he just absolutely does everything for this team, and not just in the third period here tonight, but and especially in the last 2 or 3 games when games have meant more. He is the one who has elevated his game more than any other Stars player. And that alone is why he got the 8-year, $12 million extension. And during the regular season and at the beginning of the playoffs, everybody, including Avs fans, were saying, see, he's not worth it. He can't do anything without without Nathan MacKinnon. He's not an elite player. Well, as fans, I'm here to tell you that Moose just kicked your butt to the golf tees. So get off of him, and let's see what Mr. Moose can do. Let's ride him to the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, I mean, Mikko Rantanen is the Stars' best player. This is the start of the Mikko Rantanen era of the Dallas Stars, and he broke through in Game 6. And if he can keep this going, I mean, who's going to stop the Dallas Stars when they have an elite player like Mikko Rantanen? I wanted to mention just one other thing: the wraparound goal for Mikko Rantanen. It gets a lucky bounce, obviously, but the kind of healing that does for me from the Jamie Benn missed wraparound against the Blues.
I knew that was coming up.
The Stars have tried so many wraparound goals since the one that Jamie Benn missed, and they never go in. They don't ever go in for the Dallas Stars. And then Mikko Rantanen tries a wraparounder in the most important time of the season, and it just finds a way to trickle in. And that is just so healing for me. And I hope it's a good omen of things to come.
Absolutely. That is a very good point. I do have one more thing, but I actually thought about this before we do Biggest Loser. And one thing I want to point out is this. Did you see the way they reacted after they won the game? No. Like, obviously they were very happy, as they should be. That was one of the hardest playoff series they've probably ever played in the last 2 to 3 years. But it wasn't holy crap, we've won the Stanley Cup kind of celebration. It was 1 down, 3 to go. And what I'm talking about here is playoff series. It was strictly business. They were very excited to score the goal. You saw Wyatt Johnston give a little bit more emotion when he scored his playoff goal. But
I think he jumped 4 feet in the air.
Yes, yeah, that's the most emotion I think I've ever seen Wyatt Johnston show on any kind of goal he's ever scored. But that right there tells me, that gives me all the hope in the world, gives me all the faith in the world that this team is not sufficed with just a first round playoff series win against the Colorado Avalanche. A very good team, but they're only 25% of the way through, and they've got 3 more giant series coming up against them if they want to raise that silver trophy up in the air.
Blues Jets Game 7 is tomorrow. Ryan, who's your biggest winner or biggest loser?
Biggest loser for me is, I mean, there's a couple you could choose from, but for me, it's got to be the Colorado power play. Like, they have had this is going to be the thing they point at in the coming days, the coming weeks, and say, this is where we lost the game. This is where we lost the series.
It is.
Game 2, you had a power play going into overtime. You're not able to take advantage of that. Game 3, you have a power play in overtime. You're not able to overcome that. You're not able to get a goal on that. In Game 7, you have a double minor power play. You get 4 minutes on the power play, and you're not able to do that. So that's going to be the thing that Colorado fans are going to look at, other than probably the terrible officiating, which they're going to say that. But if they're looking at things that are truly the biggest losers, that's the biggest thing for me as a Stars fan watching all of these games, is that the power play was just not where it needed to be.
100% true.
I have no idea if I lost Chris there, but anyways, I'm sure
I'm back. The real biggest loser is the Colorado Avalanche front office for trading away Mikko Rantanen. What a stupid move. You're going to say that you want to go win the cup and you're going to be a cup favorite and you're going to trade a player like Mikko Rantanen, and he made you pay for it. Love it. Any final thoughts, Ryan, before we close it out here?
We're going to do a series preview here shortly. I mean, the next series is going to start pretty quick.
It's going to be quick.
It's going to be quick. So the Stars better be ready, and the Jets or the Blues better be ready too, because it's going to come very, very quickly. But man, it is so great to be a Dallas Stars fan right now, and especially after all of the things that this city and this fan base has had to deal with some crap teams, some crap decisions by some really stupid franchises. This is absolutely just a fantastic way to continue a great story with this team. I'm so happy to be a Dallas Stars fan right now.
The Stars and Mikko Rantanen take down the Colorado Avalanche in Game 7, final score 4-2. Thank you to DraftKings, our main sponsor. Be sure to use that promo code THBN to get some free goodies from them. They got a new Pick 6 thing you can do that in Texas. Check out StarcasticRemarks.com. You can join the Who Cares Club there, and you can check out any kind of merch. We got little t-shirts for you to wear under your jerseys over there. Check out the Discord link down below in the description. Go see the call that Josh made on that goal. I'm sure it's going to be insane. I can't wait to go watch it as soon as we hop off of this. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. Thank y'all so much for the super chats. It was super awesome, you guys. It was really cool to see how excited y'all were, just like we were. And we'll have a pod here pretty shortly, like Ryan said, for that series preview. Thanks so much, you guys, for listening to this one. And the Avalanche has fallen. GG, boys.